Something special.
Hi friends, welcome back or welcome to Friends in High Places podcast. I got Cole back chilling on the pod today.
Oh yeah, we back again, baby. I know that we said that I wasn't going to be on here every time, but guess what? I'm back and I'm happy to be here. Let's talk about it.
Oh man. So since
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
Anytime, bro.
So since Cole has been on last week and
Consecutively.
yeah, lots recently, we don't have too much to catch you guys up on, but we're gonna chat a little bit about just random things and then
Life in general, you know what I'm saying?
get into something new that
I'm clearly in a mood today.
yeah. Anyways, we're gonna play a game later, which will be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about that for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know, do you want to jump into some of your own personal stuff? Like,
You know, I say it every time that I try not to talk too much about myself, and then you just open it up with talking about me right away. I'm here for it. Let's do it.
You're my guest, so it's kind of
know,
supposed
but-
to be all about you.
Well, isn't that cute? That was very nice of
Luna.
you. Luna's in the background again, mewing as per usual.
She's needy.
Yeah, I mean, not much has gone on. I mean, I've been with you every single day, so this is the part where we pretend that we don't know things about the last week. But we've but no, it's been good. I just finally got to come back with the Merc Mondays. We took a 2-week break, which was nice. It's funny because I said in my lives yesterday that 2-week break actually felt like a 2-month break, just because I hadn't been putting things out for a while. And when you put something out every week over and over and over again, and you take 2 weeks off, it feels like it's been a decade. But happy that we're finally back, and the response from the fans on this new song has been great. So shout out to Ritz and shout out to Savannah Dexter for being a part of that.
Yeah.
And I'm excited just to get back to work and catch up on things, and we got lots of surprises on the way. So
Yeah, for sure. It's good. It's awesome. Nice to take a little break and then come back, and
yeah.
you got lots of stuff happening in the next few weeks too.
Yeah, definitely. We got some announcements that we've already announced and said were coming, and some other really cool things that I'm excited to share with the people.
Yeah.
This song was really important too, this Merc Monday, because it was based on mental health, and of course it's Mental Health Month, if you want to call it that, as far as the awareness goes. And yeah, it's the song that we put out was called Better Myself. It's just kind of about anxiety, depression, mental health in general, substance abuse, and everything in between. So I think it's one of those songs that people are really going to correlate with, relate to, and I hope it helps people, because making that kind of music helps me, like I say all the time. So yeah, I'm stoked.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's good.
100,000 plays in the first day already, so I'm
Holy
stoked.
shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Congratulations.
Thanks, baby.
Yeah, definitely a good song to put out this month for sure. And it's important to keep talking about mental health, especially during Mental Health Awareness Month.
I just made a post yesterday saying, don't forget to check in on your friends, because
Yeah.
it's very important. Not just this month, every month, but especially
Of
during
course.
these times. So
Yeah, definitely check in on your friends, family, all your loved ones, and just be there and make sure everyone's okay and getting through these hard times. And yeah, it's just kind of what talking about mental health is all about, is to
For
make
sure.
sure that door is always open for both ways, you know, so your loved ones know they can come and talk to you or check up on you. And it's just something that, you know, the more you bottle it up, the more it's going to affect you and your struggle, right?
And as we've said so many times before, the more you talk about it, the more other people realize that it's not just them. I saw a meme the other day, not a meme, which I shouldn't call it a meme at all, but I saw a photo the other day of like just various celebrities that we've lost to suicide, clearly linked to mental health. And it's kind of crazy, because I was looking at the photo and I was like, all these people that we've lost are people that were always like the happy, funny people
Yeah.
that we, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? The kind of people that we would look to for entertainment to keep us happy were actually the ones that were so far from happy themselves. And it's kind of interesting how that works, you know what I mean? So just because somebody appears happy on the surface all the time, it might not always be that way. So just, you know what I mean, reach out, just say, hey, how are you, how's your day, how you been, kind of thing. And you never know what kind of response you may get, but it's important to make sure that you check in on your people for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of thought it would be a good idea to kind of talk about our own personal mental health struggles.
Yeah, sure.
Just kind of talk about how we both individually go or get through hard times, like for example an anxiety attack, a panic attack, because I thought it would be kind of cool to talk about how we deal with it, how we get through it, to maybe help somebody listening who could use some tips on when they're feeling that way. Or
it's important to be honest and vulnerable, for sure.
Yeah, so
you go through it, you get through it, and then you do it all over again.
Yeah, exactly. So if you could give a couple tips of like when you have an anxiety attack or you have a panic attack, what are some things that you do to kind of try and help get yourself...
I find that my mental health changes a lot. Like when it comes to my anxiety specifically, I can go through a whole year or 2 years of having like hypochondriac related anxiety. When I say that, I know it sounds like a tongue twister, but I was for the longest time somebody that would convince myself there's something wrong with me. And I've said this on stage at my shows. A lot of you guys have heard me say this, but more so like I would convince myself I'm having a heart attack or a stroke or something's wrong. And
like a medical...
Yeah, and I noticed that a lot of that was related to my substance abuse, especially considering when I'm on tour, like I like to let loose, and then all of a sudden letting loose becomes far more than that, and I'm finding myself in a dark hole every day because I'm constantly drinking, and drinking has always been my vice. But number one, it has a lot to do with what you put in your body. Number two, when I say my anxiety changes, like I could go through that year or 2 years of it being that, and then I could just have anxiety for, I don't want to call it no reason, because there's obviously a deeper purpose as to why it's happening below the surface, but there's a lot of time where I have anxiety and I just have that rock and that pit in my stomach, and I can't even put my finger on to why, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel this constant worry? Why am I in fight or flight for what feels like no reason at the time, you know what I mean? As far as what I do to like kind of ease it and make it better, breathing really is a big thing for me. I mean, whenever I'm feeling like freaked out, anxious, and I feel like something bad's gonna happen, or I feel like the whole world's on my shoulders, as cliche as it may sound, everybody always says, oh, just take deep breaths, take deep breaths. But if you actually really focus on your breathing, it's something that's really helped me. Deep breaths. I try to also kind of like tally in my head all the positive things that are going on in my life at the time that I'm having in a state of panic. So I'll think about all the positives. Of course, it's not good to focus on the negatives, but I always try to find a way in my head to kind of just prove to myself that all the positive things happening in my life are clearly outweighing the negatives. And certain things like that. I mean, everybody's different when it comes to these things. Like you said, there's many different kinds of mental health, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that have the same issues as me when it comes to their anxiety. So there's that. There is certain strains of cannabis that I've found help me, but I'm not telling anybody on here to just go roll up a joint and smoke it, because there's lots of times where I'll do that and it just makes it like inevitably worse. But yeah, just different things like that. I also, one thing that you and I have talked about before is like when you're in the middle of a state of panic or having a panic attack, just think about everything around you that's in the room and touch it, and realize that you're self-aware, and realize that you aren't in a state of delirium. It's not like you're you know what I mean? It's not like you're losing your mind. So
like
if you
have a focus point.
Yeah.
Just find
so
something
like,
in the room that you can focus on.
Like for example, we're sitting here now, we have all my studio equipment. It's like, okay, well, I can see with my eyes visually that this is in front of me, so I'm going to touch that. I see that my laptop is in front of me, I'm going to touch that. These headphones are here, I'm going to touch that. And then it kind of just gives you this sense of grounding where you realize that like you're maybe you are imagining things inside your head, but visually and physically, like you can understand your surroundings. And sometimes I find that helps me. CBD has helped me before in the past. It doesn't always, but it is something that helps some people. And and I've said it before on the pod, I've said it before at shows, I've said it before publicly online, but like I say, a lot of the time I have time will tell tattooed on me, because a lot of the things that you're worried about, if it's something specific, 90% of the time you're not even going to be thinking about whether it's a month from now or a couple months down the road, if it's one certain thing that's really bothering you. And I feel like time heals all wounds when it comes to whatever's bothering you at that very moment. You know what I mean? There is things that are of much more seriousness that maybe are going to bother you for quite longer than that, but it's just something that I've noticed. So those are a couple tips that I have for sure. Yeah,
for sure. Those are really good ones. And like, you know, coming from your partner's perspective, like I've said many times on the podcast, you know, I learned about mental health and anxiety and panic attacks through you and your struggle. And, you know, for the longest time it was like, well, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? And Cole would kind of get like frustrated, like, babe, there's nothing you can do. Like, I'm having a panic attack. I'm anxious. I'm having anxiety attack. And I didn't understand it for the longest time. I was like, well, okay, but like, what can I do? Like,
and that could offend some people.
Yeah, and it never offended me, but I just kind of felt like helpless and like.
But it's just frustrating for you because you're like, all I want is my partner to be okay. I want them to know I'm there for them, but knowing that there's literally absolutely nothing in their mind that they think I can do to help them.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel, like you said, helpless, powerless, and you're just like, what? Like.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? And it's hard to understand when you don't go through it yourself.
Yeah, and so I just kind of did my own research, kind of like physically, literally through just being with you and being in those times, plus on my own online and stuff, and talking with friends too who go through it and whatnot. And
Totally.
I just learned like I can't do anything, but I can be there and I can just like rub your back. I can sit there and breathe with you. I can just, even just my presence alone sometimes can help you.
Helps so much more than you even realize. Like, even though sometimes I'm like, I don't want to be touched, I don't want to be, but like some days are like that if I'm in a state of panic. But if it's like just knowing that you're there and that somebody is there, just physically in the room with you in arm's reach if you need them, is definitely a big thing. And not everybody has that, and I'm aware that not everybody has that. But
well, just think about how many green room bathrooms we've snuck into before you go on stage, or exactly. Like, there's been so many times where there's a show happening and Cole's like snuck me into a certain area of the green room or place and being like, I just need to be alone. I need you to be with me right now. I'm just anxious, having anxiety attack. And I know as soon as he pulls me aside, I'm like, okay, I just have to be here. There's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can do really physically, but as long as I'm here with him and can just like remind him like it's going to be okay and you just got to breathe and, just kind of help the surrounding noise stop around him and just be there in the silence with him and just present, right?
Which is grounding. Like I said, I think that's so important.
Yeah, and that's like one big thing I use when I have my own anxiety attacks or panic attacks. Sorry, excuse me. I ground myself. I try and excuse me.
You will not be excused.
My throat's a little froggy today.
It's okay.
I try and place my feet down on the ground, whether it's in socks or barefoot is the best, to just literally physically ground yourself and just concentrate on your body connecting with the like the ground and earth, really, at the end of the day, right? And
it sounds like some like serious like hippie shit, but it's so true.
But it's really the truth. Help, and you just like concentrate on your breathing. I unfortunately cannot sit there and, I guess in a sense, be like you, where I try and focus on all the positive, because like I said on my solo episode, I have that voice in my head that devil and that angel on my shoulder, and the devil always like outweighs it. Yeah. And it is hard for me to like focus on the positive. But one big thing that I do personally is like, I call Tommy or I call my mom and I'm like, I'm spiraling right now and I just need to tell you like what's going on. I need you to make that angel louder. And that helps me a lot, is talking with somebody and them just being like, look, I know you're thinking about all the worst case scenarios, but you need to stop and focus on like the good things that could come out of it. And then they list them off, and then it kind of helps make that angel louder in my head of like, right, there are positives, there are best case scenario, the best outcome, and it helps a lot. And same with you too. Like, I can come to you and be like, I don't feel like this is good. I feel like this is a bad move, or whatever it may be, the negative spiral I'm going down, and you say, okay, babe, look, you need to think about the best things that could happen. And
for sure.
Yeah, and so that really, really helps me. And I am very fortunate to have the support and the loved ones in my life that understand my spiral and don't like say, okay, you're being ridiculous, because that's like the last thing you want to hear when you are in one of those spirals is, okay, you're being ridiculous. Like, you're thinking about the worst case scenario, like, relax, everything's fine. Like, that doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. Or even somebody just being like, okay, I know you're having a hard time, but like worse things could be happening, or worse things are happening in the world. Think about other people. And it's like, okay, but I can't hear that right now. Exactly. Like, I feel like my world is coming apart. So I need somebody to remind me that it's okay and there are positives, and you're just kind of letting the negative speak louder. And again, easier said than done, but I am fortunate enough to have the support system I do that understands that saying you need to relax is not the right thing to do.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The people that, even if they don't suffer from any kind of mental health issues themselves, the people that try to understand it and try to look at it in a positive light to help other people around them. Like, I find that if I go looking for help and I'm asking the right person who is trying to understand me, sometimes those voices in person or on the phone, whatever, what have you, can outweigh the voices in your head.
100%.
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
No,
like
for
that,
sure. I know that's what you're saying. And
yeah,
it's like,
that's really what helps me is talking. Where with you, talking with somebody isn't 100% the best case for your anxiety attacks and panic attacks, because you're like, I just can't talk right now. I need to stop. I need to breathe, and I need to just like let my body come down from this like anxious, like on the verge of a heart attack kind of feeling.
Whereas
right?
whereas you look to talk to somebody that you know is like in your immediate support system, whether that be in person or on the phone. Like I said, I'm the kind of person where sometimes that does help me for sure, and it has in the past, but I'm also the kind of person where I need to know that someone's there if I need them, but I'm also going to need to kind of be like a little bit recluse into myself
in your own
until
space.
I find myself.
Yeah, because
again.
you grounding yourself on your own and just working through like that anxious panic attack feeling, overwhelming feeling, you have learned how to like breathe and eventually come down from it on your own.
And that's the thing is, I've been struggling with mine for years and years and years. This is still, in a sense, kind of new to you.
Yeah.
And I find that over time, you're going to find different methods and things that work for you and that may work for you and you only. You know what I mean? That don't help other people.
And I honestly, because like I was saying in my solo one, like it's so hard to explain the feeling, especially somebody like me who has really big energy. And as soon as something like hurts me or makes me feel negative or puts me in a bad mood or whatever, makes me go spiral,
Instantly
it's like
shut down.
Well, and not only shut down, but I can feel it take over from my toes to the top of my head 100%. Inside my body. And it's like, even if I say I need some space and I give myself space and try and step out of energy and I'm in my own space sitting there and I feel my grumpiness or I feel my like negative energy, and I don't even like being alone in my own negative energy. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, why can't you just fucking shake this? Like,
and that's the tough part too, is not even liking the version of yourself that you become when these things are happening.
Yeah, but you can't control it.
I know, and you can't control it, but then you also kind of get frustrated with yourself. Like I'm not talking 100%. About you, I'm saying just in general.
No, of course.
And like it's a hard thing, but the thing that I respect so much about you and that I'm so proud of, babe, is the fact that you openly use words like spiral, and even though they may sound negative to some people, it's all a part of the acceptance. Like I always say, like accepting it as part of who you are is going to help you in the long run. And I don't want to sound like a broken record saying that, because I did say that on the last episode, but it's so true, because like accepting words like spiral when it comes to how you explain your situation, or just saying like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm freaking out, or just saying things like that out loud. It just brings self-awareness to it right away.
Yeah. And
then you understand, and it helps ground you in a way, because it's like, yo, if I say that out loud and I accept the fact that this is what's happening, then at least I'm not in denial. And the more that you're in denial about these things, though, I've found with my personal mental health, the worse it gets. You know what I mean? So I think that that's definitely a big step for anybody, is to just understand and accept, and even just say out loud, like, this is happening, this has become a thing.
And I apologize to anyone who sees spiral as a trigger, because I know that is a big thing. I know some people feel like spiral, crazy, freaking out, that can be like a trigger. So I apologize if that triggers anybody, but honestly, like,
but let's hope that these tips we gave everybody will outweigh the... For
sure. But honestly, like 7-8 months ago, when I was having a panic attack, anxiety attack, and I was talking to Tommy, she's like, you're kind of spiraling right now. And I was like, yes, that is exactly what's happening. And that's what happens. Like, she kind of introduced that term to me, and I was like, that explains it. Like, that
one
literally...
6-letter word changed the game
exactly,
for you.
That literally explains the feeling.
All right, yeah, okay, sorry. Just had to double check. I didn't want to get flamed in the comments later. Like, by the way, Merc, hard no.
But yeah, so, you know, those are a couple things that I do. Drinking water is a big thing, I think.
Exercise helps a lot of people too.
Exercise for sure, but when you're having a panic attack, you're not going to sit there and go and exercise.
No, I just mean that, like, if you feel like you're...
That helps with anxiety, that
yeah,
hitting
like
your
if
stomach.
you feel like something could be coming on and it hasn't quite hit that peak yet where you are in a state of panic, like you'd be like, oh, okay, well, like today feels like one of those days where something like that may happen. So staying distracted by being creative is how I do it.
Yeah.
Staying distracted is my number one thing. Number two, I just mean like staying healthy, exercising. I find sometimes when I use the sauna, we have a home sauna. I know not everybody has that luxury, but the home sauna that we have really helps me a lot too, because it's just I can feel the toxins literally fucking leaving my system.
You could take like a warm bath.
That as well, yeah.
I like to put on a Disney movie. I like to put on a show that makes me laugh, that makes me feel good, that...
Family Guy is that to me. I don't know why. It's so weird.
Yeah, that I just like, I've seen before, so I know what's going to happen, and it's just like, I don't know. It's just knowing what's about to happen, because I think that's a lot of anxiety and stress too, is not knowing what's going to happen.
Which is, it's sorry not to cut you off, but it's kind of interesting that you mentioned that, because we're both so the same in that way. Like Chris and I will like finish watching shows or movies, and then we're like, okay, we have nothing to watch, so we'll sit there and we'll just binge on trailers till we think that we found something that's suited for whatever mood we're in. And like, if somebody in the show is sick, or if somebody in the show is clearly depressed, or if anything that shows signs of it being sad or emotional, like, not to say that we run away from it, because there's a lot of stuff we watch that is sad and emotional and that we really do enjoy. But like trailers, like if something happens in a trailer, like if somebody's like in a deathbed, or if somebody's like
you can just feel
you feel that vibe, and then me and Chris will just look at each other and like we'll literally just be like, yeah, we're out on that. We probably missed a lot of incredible opportunities or opportunities to watch a lot of incredible movies, but haven't, because just the thought of those, it's a trigger.
It is 100%, especially for Cole and being a hypochondriac. Like it really can be. Like if we've watched different shows with different things, he's like all of a sudden like the next day having a panic attack, or not a panic attack, but having anxiety, is feeling anxious, and he's like,
to a panic attack. Though.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm so blessed that the hypochondriac side of myself hasn't really shown in a while. I'm not saying that to jinx myself, knock on wood, but with that being said though, like it used to be so bad, especially when I was younger, and like of course you've seen it at its peak when it's really bad, but like my dad, I don't know if I've said this before, but my mom wouldn't even let my dad watch the news when I was little if I was home, because if he put the news on and they talked about some new disease or how numbers are rising with this disease or anything like that, I would freak out to the point where I would convince myself I had it, because they would talk about symptoms and they would talk about all these things, and I'm not trying to trigger anybody by saying that either, but I can only imagine what 12-year-old me with peak anxiety would be doing in COVID. I would be fucking But
it's normal, right? And I mean, I think we all kind of can relate to that. Everyone in the world right now looking back at last year March and thinking, oh my god, I have a scratchy throat.
Yeah,
oh my god, I don't want
to be an asshole. I don't want to be an asshole when I say this, but seeing everybody take these precautions and be more nervous about catching something than they ever have in their entire life, I kind of sit back and I'm just like, how's it now? You guys know how I felt my whole life, motherfuckers. And I'm not saying that to be a dick. I'm just saying, as a person who's been a hypochondriac for the most part of my life,
that's how they could relate.
Seeing that happen now, I'm just like, okay, so now everybody feels how I've felt this whole time.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just like it's crazy. But also with you taking a break from drinking and using that as your vice and really stepping away from that, which I'm very, very proud of you for doing, because that alone came with a lot of different anxieties and triggers. And that was a big one with your being a hypochondriac. You would be worried about your liver. You'd be checking your eyes every morning after you drank. You'd be doing certain things like that, because you'd be thinking that the alcohol was affecting you in a negative way, right? Like hurting your body, which is completely understandable.
And now it's nice too, because I never thought I'd be the kind of person that could have a couple and then not wake up the next day and think that I have to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. That and like I said, being creative is my number one thing. I think that's helped me so much that it's insane. But I thank you for saying that, and I appreciate it, and you're so right. Like I look at my camera roll from like when we were on the road, because obviously like how your phone like naturally shows you memories, and it's like so many pictures of me just like taking selfies of my face, convincing myself that
looking at your eyeballs,
because like obviously they say I
have them on my phone.
One huge thing with liver damage is like you go jaundice, and all of a sudden all these things are happening, and I just, it's crazy to think that, not crazy, that's not the right word, but it was interesting to see like looking in my camera roll back when we were on the road and seeing like all these pictures of me taking pictures of my eyes and like.
Well, yeah, and then on
things
top
like
of that all, you also had after drinking anxiety and depression the next day. So
course.
you were super anxious, you were
Call
really
that
uneasy.
anxiety.
Yeah, but you know, it just had so many triggers within itself, and I know it's not like you didn't know this, or because you
course.
talk about it and
Yeah.
you know that that was your vice, and it probably
One
isn't
of my
the
biggest
best
songs
vice.
is I smoke too much, I drink too much, I feel like I'm gonna die.
Yeah, but
Followed by drugs and liquor. You know what I mean? Like.
but it's just been, I think, really, really good for you
Yeah.
since you've been taking a break, because I've seen a huge change in your mental health. I've
Yeah.
seen a huge change in your anxiety. Of course, you still get anxious. I know that. I understand that. But it is so much different comparing from now to a year ago.
Oh, for sure.
And it's just like, it's crazy. And
It's not crazy. It's interesting.
It's interesting. That's a word I use a lot too,
I'm
so
just
I
bugging you.
apologize if I trigger anyone saying
No, I
crazy,
know.
because I don't mean he is crazy or was crazy or anybody's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
It is. It's like, it's very interesting how, you know, getting
watch from
control
afar.
of something.
Being the person going through it is one thing, but it's always nice to hear that from somebody who's just like, it's like present watching.
Yeah,
that.
but also getting control of something and, you know, teaching yourself that you don't need that and don't need to rely on that to
Yeah.
feel better and to be
sure.
better is like a huge
Game
step.
changer.
And everybody out there with addiction struggles, with mental health struggles, which tend to come hand in hand with any kind of struggle, like everyone's fighting every single day. And I was watching the Taylor Swift Pawn Sesh folklore series on Disney Plus.
Yeah, you were.
And she said one of her songs on Folklore, the album, has a lot to do with different kind of struggles. And that's what she was saying, was that, you know, everybody who has these struggles, they don't, like, people don't understand that every day is a fight for them. They don't get a pat on the
You
back
literally
every
wake up
single
and you
day.
go to war.
They don't get that, like, good for you every day. And that can go so far, and that can, you know, like, help so much. And the song she was talking about was This Is Me Trying. And that's what she's saying, like, every
like that.
single day
That's
is a
really
new
dope song title for sure.
yeah, like I'm trying, and it's just not easy. And that goes with addiction, mental health, and any kind of other struggle
I know
out
that,
there.
like, also too, like, especially now in these current times is the hardest part. Like, there's so many people that probably, like, I'm not just talking about alcohol, that's been my vice, but like, and whatever drug, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
whatever anybody's vices are, like, it's crazy to think that, interesting to think that, it's just, it's ironic that the world is in the current state that it is, and all these people who have bettered their life or have changed things are now forced to stay at home. And I know it's not like this everywhere, so not all listeners might be like, well, COVID's over where we are, but in Canada right now especially, it's still a very hard time for us over here. And I think that all these people that have gone through addiction, fought it, battled it, beat it, are now at home with nothing to do. And a lot of the time, a lot of people are unfortunately getting caught back up in their old habits because of it, because it's such a depressing time for a lot of people. So I also want to say to everybody out there that obviously that's not the route to take, but and if you're managing to still stay clean and do all and stay sober and everything, congratulations to you. But I just want to say that I know it's an especially hard time right now for addicts of all kinds because of quarantine and COVID. And
but also you got to think of it in your own personal sense, that
I've
it's been
taking advantage of it. I mean,
yeah, because you've had that temptation taken away from you in a lot of different ways.
For sure.
Because being on the road, you were having alcohol thrown at you. Being out with your friends and stuff, where would you guys always go? Bars, venues,
True.
alcohol's everywhere, right? Like that temptation was
But I just
so...
mean not everybody's in that
No,
same
I know,
position.
but I'm just saying for your own personal
sure.
experience.
Yeah.
So hopefully that is a lot of other people's experiences, is
Similar,
that
yeah.
they could, you know,
Can only hope.
get away from that temptation. But also I can see how it could lead into temptation. And if anyone's listening and they've had struggles with staying clean and staying on the right path through this pandemic, like, we are cheering you on. We hope that you can stay strong and remember that you can do it. It's easier
100%.
said than done, I know, but you can and you will do it. And good job for anyone and everyone trying.
And as per usual, we got your back.
Yeah, and we're cheering everyone on, because that's what we have to do in these times right now, especially, is be there for each other, cheer each other on, support one another, and just
also
be there.
Huge shout out to everybody that digested the last episode and commented, telling us all the positive takeaways that they got from it. That was awesome. It's always nice for Chris and I, or anybody really in our position when it comes to mental health, to be vulnerable about it, but not only be vulnerable, but see the positive takebacks that other people see or hear and take from whatever you're doing, to be honest about your own situation. So shout out to everybody that opened up in the comment sections and said like, hey, that really helped, or hey, I go through the same thing, or whatever it may be. If there's any positive that you got from the last one, or you hear this and something positive comes from it, shout out to you for listening, number one, and number two, being honest about it. You know what I'm saying?
And thank you for all the personal messages I got. I got many, many personal messages saying, I really enjoy your podcast. I really respect how open and honest and vulnerable you are about mental health and the struggle and everything. But also, like, I used to just go to like Cole's music to help with my mental health, but now I go to both of you, and
other avenues
thank
too.
you for like you both putting out this content on your platforms to help us who are struggling.
Also, I don't want to just shout out the people in the comments, shout out to the people in the DMs as well. That's not to say that
100%, everybody.
That's not to say that everybody has to be open about it in the sense that it's in a comment section. Like if you're in our DMs, and I feel terrible because I literally I found out that I get an average of like over 300 messages per day from different fans, and it's fine. But like the majority of those messages, fortunately and unfortunately, unfortunate in the sense that it hurts me to see that so many people go through this, even though it does help to know I'm not alone. But fortunate in the sense that they're reaching out and being honest about it. But it's just really hard for me because so much of my inbox is about exactly that, saying, hey, whether it's them thanking me because my music helped them or them asking for help. And it's like, I don't have enough time in the day to respond to all these messages, and I feel so bad because it's like I wish I could. I also don't want to be the person that hires a personal assistant to pretend they're me to talk to everybody that's reaching out either, because that's just disingenuous. So it's a really tough thing. So to everybody that DMs me specifically personally, like if you haven't heard back from me, I apologize. I try to be on top of these things, but obviously I have a busy personal life myself, whether that be my personal life or my career, both those things combined. But just know that if you don't get a response from me, that I still have your back. And if I ever meet you at a show or a meet and greet, or we just are passing each other at the mall or something like that, always feel free to walk up to me and talk to me and be honest, because I will definitely open up. It's not something that I'm ashamed to talk about, and I'm sorry to those that I can't get back to, but I also really respect you guys for hitting me up in the first place. So,
well, and I can't even imagine, because like there's so many times where I'm like going through my inbox or my DMs and I see a message from like weeks ago or however long ago, and I'm like, oh my god, I missed this. Like it got lost in the sauce of the messages, right? Like how did I miss this? And I reply to people or whatever. So, I don't have nowhere near.
But you get it though. It's just like how you understand my anxiety and I understand yours. It's like the same thing. It's something that we both go through. Obviously, you're more getting introduced to that now, but now you get it.
Yeah,
it's tough.
For sure. So anybody who is listening and kind of feels a little bit in their feels about us not replying or missing, Cole especially, just know it's nothing personal. It's just sometimes stuff gets lost in the sauce, or there's too much coming in that it's hard to reply to everyone. But we're here to let you know that we are here for you and we appreciate you, and thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us, and you guys just are all fucking awesome at the end of the day.
Capital F.
But so I guess we can move on a little bit, because we got a little bit heavy and
we got deep.
Yeah, but definitely wanted to keep talking about mental health throughout this month, because it's still Mental Health Awareness Month. So happy Mental Health Awareness Month once again to 100%. Everybody. And we want to throw some little birthday shout outs.
Oh, let's take a moment to appreciate the ones we love.
So first we want to shout out NATO.
Shout out to NATO, one of my best friends, somebody who's been in my corner from day one. I said this on my IG already, but just somebody who's really had my back from the very beginning. From the first mixtape I ever recorded, he mixed and mastered. He's someone who works really hard behind the scenes. So shout out to NATO. Happy birthday, and you're the man.
Happy birthday, NATO. You are the best. So grateful to have you in our life and as one of our best friends. And we just love you and Jen and the little ones and hope you had a really good fucking birthday.
100%. Even though I know you're so busy doing all the shit that I'm making you do that you're probably never going to hear this podcast.
Stop it. We're going to tell him there's a shout out.
I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Okay, and the next birthday we have is Evil.
Evil is, and I'm not trying to throw any shade to NATO because I just realized with NATO I said one of my best friends, but Evil is probably my bestest of friends. No, I'm just kidding. But
my first best friend.
No, but they're both my best friends. Evil, everybody knows Evil because I work so closely with him, and he's an artist himself, so he's just more kind of on the forefront than someone like NATO who works hard behind the scenes. But shout out to Evil, happy birthday, bro! I wish I could be with you and spend this time with you. I love you. I miss you so much. And yeah, somebody again who has been with me from the very start, took me in when I was just a kid and said, hey, I'm going to show you the ropes, did exactly that, and now I get to share my success with him, and it's just a really, really cool dynamic. So shout out to Evil, shout out to Erica, shout out to Charlotte, and shout out to the little one on the way.
Happy birthday, Evil. Love you so much. Also so grateful for you and Erica, your guys' friendship, and yeah, hope you have a really good fucking birthday as well. And the last birthday, which will be coming up, but this episode will be out before, so is my Mama Bears.
Doo doo doo!
Happy birthday, Mama. I love you so much, and I just am so appreciative of you, and you are the best mama ever, and I'm not going to say how old you are, but you look fucking good for how old you are. You're still young compared to
Let's just say nobody could ever guess how old she is because she's just looks so young naturally. You know
well, if they did the math, I said on my episode all about me how old she was when she had me. But anyways, happy birthday, Mama. Love you so much, and I hope you have the best day ever.
Happy birthday, Michelle. I love you so much. I know that I have to make a point to come and see you soon because it's been far too long, but thank you for being the best mother-in-law ever. Thank you for accepting me into your family. Thank you for raising the best daughter ever, who I can call my partner, and I love you and miss you so much.
Love you, Mama. And the last shout out we want to do, because Mother's Day just passed, is Happy Mother's Day to all the Mama Bears out there, all the future Mama Bears out there.
100%.
And just love you all, and you guys all kick ass.
Women make the world go round. I've said it before, but I'll say it again.
Fuck yeah, we do. You guys created miracles. You are fucking superheroes. You are amazing, and hope you just all have the best Mother's Day ever.
I also think it's important too to just send a huge shout out to everybody that may not have been able to spend their time with their mom on Mother's Day, whether that be because of COVID or if their moms aren't in the picture or if their mothers have passed away. Just know that I know that it's really hard sometimes. I don't know because I haven't had to experience it myself, but I have friends who have a rough time on days like Mother's Day because they can't be with their moms or their moms aren't in the picture. So just shout out to everybody that's listening that is in that specific situation as well.
Yeah,
we got your back and we love you.
And to all the women who can't be moms.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely shout out to all of you because, you know, you are amazing as well, and you are still a rock star, you are still a superhero, you still make the world go around too.
100%.
All right, so what else should we talk about before we get into our new little game, or should we just get into our game?
I feel like last time we talked about all the trash TV we were watching, and I feel like you and I kind of made like a shift in a sense because we were watching nothing but trash TV for a minute there. Then we finished our trash TV, and then we found some new shows, and Chris and I literally like fucking absolutely crushed these two shows that we found. The first show that we watched was called Ginny and Georgia. I'm not going to give you the whole synopsis, but it's definitely something that I recommend. It is on Netflix, a really good show. I believe that, there's only one season. I think they're going to be doing another season, but Chris and I sat down, crushed the whole season in like one night and then a little bit the next night, but pretty much one sitting. And then as soon as that was done, we found another show that we also fell in love with, which we actually just finished last night, which I think is a really, really important show too. There's not a lot of shows that depict like being a teenager and being in high school that I find do it properly, if you want to, if I can say that, because there's so much personal shit that happens when you're in high school, and so much drama that happens, and so much like just demons that come with you when you're in high school, because there's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't actually really talk about or see. So I think that this show that we watched, it's called Grand Army. We watched it from beginning to end, and I think it's just a really important show. I think that it's one of the only shows I've watched where I'm like, you know what? A lot of it was like how it was when I was in high school when I did go, because everybody knows I dropped out super early. But also, which I don't recommend, but also the fact that I can only imagine what it's like for kids in high school now. And I think that if I was to guess, they did a really good representation of what that would be like nowadays. So
I think so too. Definitely. I mean, both Georgia and or Ginny and Georgia and Grand Army, they both touched on
no shade
a
to
lot
Ginny
of,
and Georgia. They did their thing as well when it comes to what it's like for kids nowadays, for sure.
Yeah, for teens and just all different types of struggles. And
so back to mental health. No, I'm just joking.
But
it's all kind of to do with mental health.
It is. And, Grand Army definitely has a few more triggering moments in it for sure. The good thing is the show does give warnings before these particular episodes. So, anyone, when you're watching it, just be careful and be aware of that.
Yeah, exactly.
But definitely touch on a lot of very important topics, bring awareness to a lot of very important topics, and just super real, super raw, and really, really enjoyed them.
I've been bragging to Carissa because when we found the first show, Ginny and Georgia, I was like, yeah, I found that. I'm taking all the credit. And then I found the second one, and I'm like, I'm taking the credit for that too, because they're both such good shows. But no, both on Netflix, so super easily accessible. I don't know if it's on the USA Netflix or not in the States, but it is in Canada. I'm sure you can just type in Ginny and Georgia Putlocker or Grand Army Putlocker and find a streaming link, because let's be honest, we all do it.
Just here plugging streaming links.
1, 2, 3 movies. But no, with all that being said, 2 really important shows, both awesome shows.
Yeah, super
both
good.
Really important topics in both shows. We really enjoyed them. And I'm pretty sure I read online that they're both going to have a season 2 for each show, so hopefully that's a thing.
Yeah, both really good. Check them out. Let us know what you think about them. And we have stopped the trash TV for a little bit and went into some more serious.
We went from straight trash TV to just like the most serious shit. Also, if I could just take a moment, it's your podcast, so is it okay if I take a moment?
Of course.
I just want to shout out everybody on my Instagram that voted yes to the face tattoo poll.
Oh my God, no.
That meant a lot to me.
Sorry.
I really appreciate it. You don't have to censor yourself.
I know, but I just need to be careful.
Like, there's not a PR in here being like, how dare you say God.
Stop.
Anyway, my point though is, shout out to everybody that voted yes on the face tattoo. A lot of you voted no, which didn't surprise me, because I know I'm kind of being a hypocrite in the sense where I've been like, even in some of my songs, I'm like, yo, when did the rap game turn into face tattoos and jewelry?
Yeah, exactly.
And then here I am with face tattoos and jewelry. But it is what it is. It's actually something that I've been planning to get for a while.
Shout out to all of you who said no. There is a couple of my friends who stabbed me in the back a little bit that day. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little salty about it.
Well, I can't wait for that tattoo needle to stab me in the face. So.
Not happening. He's not doing
100%
it. No,
is,
it's not happening.
We based it on the poll.
We did not. You decided we were basing it on the poll. It was not based on the poll.
I think that you were like, okay, whatever.
I mean, and obviously you're going to get all these yeses because you have all these fans. Your following is huge.
Yeah, but so many of them were honest with me.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of them messaged me and said, I have your back, which I appreciate. And shout out to all of you.
If Taylor Swift said, I'm going to go get a face tattoo, as much as you love Taylor Swift, if she did a poll, you'd say no. Right?
Okay, but
so at the same time,
most of
just because they're fans of me doesn't mean that they're going to say yes just because they're my fan.
That doesn't work.
That's not the same.
No, it's not.
Leave it in the comment section if you think my argument is valid.
Leave in the comment section that Cole should not get a face tattoo, and that's ridiculous.
It is what it is. I showed Carissa a photo of what it's going to look like, and it was far much.
This guy gets annoyed when he has such a hard time with the borders and all that kind of shit, and he
Look at
wants
me,
to
Carissa.
sit here and put a fucking...
Both sides of half my face are tattooed. My
Yes,
head is
the
tattooed.
side,
My throat is
not
tattooed.
your
My neck is
fucking-
tattooed. My hands are tattooed.
Okay, we're not fighting on the podcast. Enough.
It's
not happening.
My point is this, okay? It is going to happen,
Whatever.
but
No.
out of respect for you and my mother,
Yes,
who
I'm
also
packing my
is choking-
bags.
Okay, stop it. The photo I showed you with the face tattoo is far bigger in the picture than I planned to get it. It will be much smaller. I love you for understanding.
I
Moving
don't
on.
understand.
Moving
There's
on.
no understanding
Moving
in
on.
this conversation.
Moving on.
Yeah,
Let's talk
because
about
let's get in and get out of it while he's fucking feeling good about it.
in
Like,
and out like a good hooker.
gross.
That's old, like, redneck joke.
I know it is. I just...
Anyway, what
I'm
else?
annoyed. Now you annoyed me. Now I'm annoyed and I don't want to be annoyed. No.
Let's kiss on the podcast.
We've done it before.
I know we have.
I'm
See?
still annoyed with you, though.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
She'll get over it. Anyway, moving on now. Another thing that I'd like to talk about is this weird Pam shortage that's been going on. So random, completely left field as to what we were just talking about. But Carissa and I do this thing called Click and Collect where we'll order groceries online.
Everybody does. Instacart.
A lot of people do Instacart.
Shout
There's
out Instacart.
Different names
Hit
for
that
it.
sponsor.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor us, we'd appreciate it. But
kidding.
anyway, yeah, so we shop on an app and then they bring it to you and then you bring it inside and it's very simple.
And you bring
Simple.
it inside.
simple math. Anyway, my point is it's very strange. There's these chicken wings that I absolutely love, and they're keto. For those of you that don't know, I've been on keto for a while. I can finally start to feel it really working, and I'm stoked about it. But my point is on keto, there's these chicken wings that I love from Costco. So we do Instacarts from Costco. Carissa will order a couple bags at a time because I go right through these wings because I love them so much.
Hey, he
and
makes
it's
like
keto.
fucking 20 at a time.
And it's keto friendly. My point is we ran out of Pam. Obviously, like you spray this. First of all, I used to cook it just on the pan and then take it out, and then she would get mad because all the chicken wing grease and shit and everything else. No, let me finish. Would stick to the pan, and she would get upset about that. So now I've been putting it on tin foils just to avoid the mess after. Fine. Didn't like it at first. Starting to get used to it. Is what it is. But obviously, so there's no stick. You use Pam and you spray the shit out of it before you put the wings on the thing. We ran out of Pam. We don't know what to do. Instacart doesn't have it. Click and Collect doesn't have it. It got to a point where I wanted these wings so fucking bad yesterday that I literally called a taxi and took a taxi to the store just so I could go buy Pam. I get there, there's no fucking Pam. There's variations of Pam that isn't Pam, like olive oil and avocado oil and all these different kinds. But then it turns out that they're for baking and frying. So when I put the wings on the pan and I pull them out, they pretty much just fried them to the tin foil. It's very frustrating. It pisses me off. It's something that I'm very passionate about, and I'm choked. And I don't know why there's a Pam shortage. I can't find Pam fucking absolutely anywhere, and it's a problem. So Pam, step your fucking game up.
Yeah.
And also, apologies to anybody listening to this that may be named Pam. We're not mad at you.
No. Yeah, okay, so it's really
Shout
weird.
out to Carissa for having the best laugh in the game.
No, it's too much. It's confusing. I don't get it. I've done a few Instacart orders, and the one annoying thing is the one day at Superstore, because I do Superstore, Costco, and sometimes Walmart. So wasn't at Superstore, wasn't at Costco. Okay, I'll wait for my next order. Do my next order. It's not at Costco, look at Superstore. Oh, it's in the Superstore fucking search bar and shows up that I can add it to my cart. So I add it to my cart, and then the shopper fucking refunds me for it. And it's like, okay, the reason for Instacart, like it updates. As soon as there is something out of stock, you can't get it. If you put it in the search bar, it won't be there.
Give you the option
doesn't come up, whatever. So the fact that I got tricked into thinking, wow, Pam's back, and then all of a sudden I added to my cart, my shopper says no. I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on? So yeah, when Cole physically goes to the store and he's like, there's no Pam. Like, where the fuck is all the Pam? I'm so confused. And a lot of people are going to probably be like, well, you should be using the avocado oil or the coconut oil because it's more natural. But see, with the coconut oil, it wouldn't go good with his wings because he has hot wings, and That would just, it would make it a little coconutty.
Like, I can tell by the tone in your voice that you're almost as passionate as me about this.
I know I am, because Pam is just like, it's my go-to.
It's one of those things, like, you don't realize how much you got until it's gone, you know what I mean? You don't realize what you got. And it's not one of those situations where they say, let go of what you love, and it comes running back to you. If I let go of Pam, it's not going to come running back to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, we're getting a little
Terrible
weird.
Joke. Yeah. That was bad.
But anyways, I don't know if it's just BC, I don't know if it's Canada, I don't know if it's fucking worldwide, but bring back the Pam.
Yeah, hashtag
bring back
the Pam 2021. You done to get into the segment?
Yeah, moving on.
I'm excited. I'm excited about this, honestly.
Okay, so we are going to play a fun game on this episode of Would You Rather. I thought it'd be really fucking funny to do Would You Rather with Cole and I. I did mention, I think, on last week's that we were going to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so Cole made a post and he asked you guys to submit some Would You Rathers, and then I did some research online and I got my own Would You Rathers. So we're going to kind of go back and forth asking each other.
Yeah,
and let's get probably greasy from
can I
you
start?
guys.
Please, can I start?
Oh my God, I'm scared.
Would you rather fight Terry Fox or give money directly to ISIS?
Oh my gosh. I'm out on that one.
You can't be.
I don't like that one. That one's really fucked up to me. What would you say?
That's not for me to answer.
Yeah, we both answered that.
No, you just said...
We talked about this.
All right.
We talked about this before we recorded.
Yo, I know we're not supposed to say names, but yo, shout out to BGK. That's my dog, and he's the one.
Oh my God, who don't say that kind of stuff.
Okay, I got a question.
I know they're gonna get savage, but like that one really fucked me up.
Okay, I got a different one.
Okay.
Would you rather paper cut your eye or paper cut between your toes?
Between my toes.
100%.
100%.
Because you don't want to affect your vision and lose your eyesight forever.
And like, yeah.
Okay, there's that one out of the way.
My turn. Okay. Would you rather have more time or more money?
Time.
Mine are not as savage.
Time 100%, because if I have more time, and that doesn't mean that I won't be able to find my own means to make the necessary money that I need to survive. So if I have more time, then I have more time to figure out my financial situation.
Yeah, that's exactly my answer.
Was it really?
Yeah, I literally already thought about this.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting one, though.
Yeah. Okay, you're up.
Would you rather jump from a moving train or a moving plane?
Oh my God. Do I get a parachute from the plane?
I don't think we get to like modify these.
Okay, well if I jump from a moving train, at least I could do the tuck and roll.
Okay, I see you, big shooter.
What about you?
I'm gonna say train too, just because tuck and roll for sure, but also just based on how high it is. Like
you're not falling and plummeting to your death.
I feel like there might. I don't think there's much of it, but I think there might be a slight chance of you possibly surviving. If you
jumping
from
off a train, for sure. Have you ever seen Slumdog Millionaire?
Yeah, but that's in the movies, babe. I love you, but that's.
Man, I used to go to school with kids who jumped on and off planes.
Did you, man? Yeah, man.
Or not planes, trains.
What
oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, this episode's awesome.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be without internet for a week or phone? This one is way more like juicy for you because.
Internet, because that would just mean that I can't. Wait, do you mean like the internet on my phone?
I don't fucking know. It said without internet for a week or your phone for a week.
Because when you say internet, I feel like that's just us not having Wi-Fi. Like I'd rather not have Wi-Fi at home and then still be able to go outside, use my data at home, or just not be home and be able to use my phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't really care about either or. So I would. Yeah, I guess go without internet. It doesn't really matter for either or.
Yeah.
It's more of a thing for you. What?
This one's greasy.
What is it?
Would you rather get caught in the act having sex by a parent or have a sex tape leak?
Oh, I think I seen this one out when I did internet search. Oh, man. Fuck. That's a really hard one. I didn't think about the long pauses that would come with some of these. What do you say?
I think that just based on that, honestly, I thought it would be an easy answer for you. I think that I would much rather get caught by a parent, deal with the awkwardness that comes from that,
because
than the whole world seeing it.
That's what I was just saying
like
in my head.
Like literally get caught by a parent or get caught by the whole world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Yeah, I
Not
agree,
to say there's
a
anything
parent.
wrong with that. There is people that are doing that. and that's their
100%
thing.
do you, for sure. But like,
But yeah.
if you're not in that
Lane.
yeah, it definitely wouldn't be ideal to have the whole world.
I asked the last one, right?
Yeah, okay.
Because I got so many good ones. I'm just
Okay.
like,
Okay, would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
150 years for sure. I mean, like, seeing 10 minutes in the future, as cool as that sounds, I'll just fucking wait it out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, because 10 minutes really isn't that long. So it's like you'd be sitting there reading a book, and then all of a sudden you see 10 minutes in the future and you're making a sandwich.
it would have been better if it was like, would you rather see 24 hours in the future? Like, what tomorrow brings, maybe?
Okay, sorry my questions are so vanilla. I got them off the fucking
Vanilla.
internet.
I've never heard you use it like that before.
What? Yeah, I'd say 150 years too if anyone cares about mine.
Would you rather fuck a goat?
He doesn't.
Would you rather fuck a goat and no one knows? Or not fuck a goat, but everyone thinks you did?
Oh my god! Ew, oh my god. I feel really uncomfortable with this one.
I thought this would be an easy answer for you too. Should I give mine first?
I suck at would you rather.
I'm not fucking the goat.
Right,
Fuck what
'cause
they
that's
think.
wrong.
That's
so
You just
wrong.
gave me the saddest face. No, I would just wouldn't fuck the goat and not care what people think. Obviously, it would bother me that people think that, like I'm human. But at
Yeah.
the same time, like I'd rather do that, like not fuck the goat, than get the PTSD from fucking the goat. You know what I mean? The trauma that comes with fucking.
So
the goat.
true. Like, but it would really suck if everyone who met you was like, "Oh yeah, you're that person that fucked the goat."
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I'd be MC goat fucker for the rest of my time.
Me.
Was that the goat sound?
No.
Oh, I thought you were trying to.
I was trying to say that was a brick
You're trying to
joke,
say my joke sucked, but you sounded like a goat kind
Well,
of.
that's awkward. I should edit that out.
I guess
okay,
I could
my
always
turn.
just fuck myself because I am the goat.
Okay, we're moving on. Would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every song you hear?
Well, I wouldn't know the
So
words
every
to every
single.
song I hear.
Well, I'm assuming you would in this instance.
Then I'm singing along because they never said how loud you have to sing along, so I could sing along under my breath and nobody would even
Here's
know.
this guy putting rules on the fucking
That's
question.
not rules. It's just you know what I mean. You gotta break
I'd
it
rather
down.
dance,
Oh, I knew that was gonna be your answer.
but I do like to sing too, like only to
And she's
myself.
dancing while she's saying this, by the way.
Okay.
Would you rather drink a pint of sour milk or take one shot of hobo piss?
Ew.
And by the way, I don't call homeless people hobos. This is just me reading what they're saying here. Just had to make that clear.
Oh my gosh, yours are really nasty.
I knew my fans were going to come
I
through in the
know.
clutch.
I know, and we had to add them in because mine are too vanilla, so they're probably not that funny.
Oh my god! Sorry, one of the ones I just read. Go ahead. I need to hear your answer.
Oh man, I think I'd do the sour milk.
I would too, not a question. The fact you even had to think
But
about
thinking
that.
about like how sour milk is like really scarring. If you've ever, I've never drank sour milk, but I've definitely seen it and smelt it, and that's nasty. But pee is gross.
Go ahead, it's your turn. I can't wait to get to this next one.
Okay, would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts or everyone you know have access to your internet history?
Internet history, 100%.
Oh, you got nothing to hide?
Well, no, it's not to say like I don't watch porn and shit. But
Okay.
I'd rather you guys know what porn I'm watching than what I'm thinking 24/7. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, internet history for me all the way because my internet history is Disney Plus.
She claims
Netflix.
she doesn't watch porn. I don't know.
Anyways, hi, Mom and Dad. Moving on.
Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I love you. This one it's deep.
Okay.
Would you rather have clits for teeth or dicks for toes? Imagine having dicks for toes.
Cool. Cool, I'm out on this one.
Okay, I'll switch it. I just had to at least say it out loud. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, I'm so uncomfortable.
Oh.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. My turn?
No, I
need
get to
some
switch it.
vanilla.
You didn't answer that.
We need some vanilla.
I get to switch it.
You didn't answer either.
Would you? Oh, if I had to pick,
You
I'm taking clits for teeth because I need to be able to walk around. And it also depends.
Oh
And if I had dicks for toes, it would depend on like if I would feel the pain from walking on 10 dicks all the time.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, but with your teeth,
I got a vanilla one for
that would be painful
you. You want to
too.
move on to something vanilla,
Yeah,
or do you want to keep going?
Okay, yeah, moving on.
Would you rather live in a world where there's no crime or no privacy? That's tough. Have fun with that, by the way.
Well, you're answering as well. I'm going to say no crime.
Babe, privacy is like you can't shower without anyone seeing. You can't do anything.
It's not like everyone's going to be at my house watching me shower.
I don't think like you'd be living in a glass house if there was no privacy.
Yeah, but then, well, I guess if you went with the privacy, there's already crime in the world, so it'd just be normal.
Yeah, let's move on.
Is this bricking? Are we sucking at
No,
this?
I don't think we're. I think this is amazing.
Okay, my turn. Would you rather wear every shirt inside out or every pant backward?
I'm wearing every shirt inside out because this
Yeah, me
goes
too.
down. You break this down to walking again. Like if you're wearing your pants backwards, that's gonna be hard to walk.
My would you rather sucks. They're
No,
from
they
the
don't.
internet.
No, they're not. They don't suck, man.
They
They don't suck at all. They're still like thought provoking, but I'm just saying like when it comes to just going about your day, like I'd much rather wear a shirt inside out
Yeah.
than wear pants backwards.
True. Me too.
Would you rather? Oh. Would you rather die in 20 years with no regrets or die at 100 with lots of regrets?
I mean, die at 100 with lots of regrets because I think, we all
Are gonna have regrets.
have regrets in one way or another. What do you say?
Not the same thing.
Okay.
100%.
Mine.
Knock on wood, though.
Yeah, knock on wood. Okay. Would you rather lose your sight or memories? That's not so vanilla. That's a thinker.
That's tough. Well, memories in general, like that's so important. I'd lose my sight. Knock on wood, but I'd lose my sight 100% because I'm just gonna completely wipe my hard drive, which is my brain of everything that's happened in my life and the relationships I've built with everybody, and then still be able to see but not know who anybody is. Like, is it like memories, like your fondest memories, or just every memory in general?
No,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean, though?
They're just questions.
I'm going blind for sure.
I'm thinking maybe memories because then you could just do a lot of journaling.
Yeah, but this isn't
Like, 50 First Dates?
Yeah, but this isn't the movie Memento where you just like write everything down from that very
Yeah, but
point.
like short-term memory loss,
Yeah, but
like,
baby, do you want to lose every memory from the beginning of your life till now?
yeah,
just
but what
to
if
be
you
able to see?
made a video of everything, so then every morning you woke up and you could
Yeah, but
remind
that would be
yourself.
from that very point moving forward. We're talking about right now, moving forward. So you'd have to wipe every memory from now, from when you were first born until now.
Okay, my sight. Okay, you're next.
Okay, I don't actually
I
have.
can tell that you're like sifting through them because I got all like vanilla, so you don't have to. You can say ones.
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to think of like some of these are like
You're not,
not
supposed to think about them. You're just supposed to say them.
Okay, here's a simple one. It's not a simple answer. I just mean and not because it's more vanilla. It's just more. It's not like something I'm interested in hearing your answer to.
Okay.
Would you rather get your entire armpit tattooed, or get your whole neck tattooed like me?
So this one's an only for me because you have it done.
I don't have my armpit tattooed though. So like
No, I know,
if
but you have the neck.
Yeah, I guess.
And you know
would
what
be
it
only
feels
for-
like, so you'd
For sure.
probably choose
Yeah,
the
you're
neck
right.
over your armpit.
You're right.
I think I would choose my armpit because I don't think I'd look good with a neck tattoo.
Okay. I think you would look great with a neck tattoo personally, but
Well, thanks, but I don't. I have a weird neck. Okay.
you do not have a weird neck.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Okay, would you rather have skin that changes color based on emotions or tattoos that appear saying what you've done?
I'd rather have skin that changes color on emotion because then motherfuckers will know when it's not time to talk to me right now. Like if I'm in a bad mood, I want you to see that I'm in a bad mood so that I
Yeah.
can just be in my bad mood.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
We'd all just be like walking mood rings.
Yeah, for sure. Here's an interesting one. I have my answer already, but would you rather live in a $1.5 billion home,
Whoa.
free for life, or take your family, build a tiny home, and travel? So I think that's a loaded question in the sense that if you have the $1.5 billion home, like it's just...
Fuck, my family's living with me.
No, but I don't think that's allowed. Like I think they're saying this in the sense of like, you get this $1.5 billion home, but like, it's just your home. But if you could do the tiny home and travel, you can take your family. So like, I don't think your family is like an option at the $1.5 billion.
What?
home.
Why?
I don't know. This is a weird one. Let's keep it moving. And no shade to the person who asked it,
No,
but I'm just
not
kind
at
of
all.
confused about the fucking
He's thinking too much into it. The rules. There's no rules behind would you rather. It's just a straight up question.
yeah, I guess.
I think I would take the 1.5 and just have my family live with me.
Yeah, I just don't know if that's like what he was saying.
Okay, well, if I can't have family with me with that house, then obviously I'm going to take the tiny home and travel with my
I
family.
got a good one that's interesting. Would you rather have the same food every meal or have the same song on repeat for the rest of your life?
Okay, would I rather have the same food every meal for the rest of my life?
Let's
or
just say the same
song?
meal every meal to make it easier. But same song on repeat or same meal every day, all day.
Wow, that's a rough one. Oh man,
Siri just went off on my phone. It's okay.
background noise. I guess I was gonna say I guess you could turn off the song, put on noise canceling headphones, but you can't.
Yeah, but then you'd never be able to enjoy the music you actually like. That's just the hard part.
Yeah, I'd probably eat the same meal every day.
I'd eat the same meal every day too, but mostly because that's also pertains to my career so strongly that it's like I find the inspiration in the music I make from other music.
Yeah.
Number one, and number two, are you telling me I have to make songs and not be able to hear them after I make them? Like I don't even get to hear what it sounds like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm definitely eating the same meal, but I hope that we'd be able to choose what meal that would be because we also have to keep our health in mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are you done with all your questions? There's no more? You said you had like 30.
No, I got more, but honestly, like I sift through most of them, and a lot of them just like are. When it comes to the details, it's just kind of hard to determine what exactly they mean.
Well,
But
we don't need to get into the details. That's
It's
the
okay.
thing about
No,
would
how
you
many more
rather.
do you got? Let's
I
do
got a few more.
Okay, let's do yours, babe.
Okay. Would you rather swim in a pool full of Nutella or maple syrup?
They're both fucking
Sticky.
weird.
Sticky and heavy.
Um,
I'm going to say Nutella.
I'm gonna say Nutella too, just because if the word got out that I did that in a pool full of maple syrup, it would work against us in the Canadian stereotypes. So I'm doing the Nutella.
You really get into the details of these would you
That's just how my
rathers.
brain works. I
I
can't
know.
help it.
I know. Okay, would you rather wear the same socks for a month or underwear for a week?
Underwear for a week because I can flip the underwear inside out.
Yeah.
As gross as that sounds, I'm sorry, I'm taking the undies.
It's true. And your socks, like, what if they got wet?
And you also have to think about the fact that your underwear is protected by pants. If you're wearing the same socks for 30
Yeah.
days, they're so much more open and
Yeah.
out there that everyone could smell it. If you had underwear for a week, at least you'd have pants over top of them.
To mask it?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be smelly.
Anyway.
Okay. Would you rather have BO and not know it or smell BO on everyone else?
I'd rather smell BO on everyone else, but that doesn't mean I can't stick some like fucking cotton in my nostrils or something.
Yeah, plug your nose. That's what my answer too. Would you rather find a rat in your kitchen or a roach in your bed?
I mean, both of them don't really scare me. I feel like
Scare the shit out of me.
I knew they would for you, but I feel like those are both like pretty manageable situations. Like I could kill that rat or get it outside, and I could kill that cockroach. You say cockroach?
Yeah, like a roach.
Yeah. I mean, both
Yeah,
of them.
either way, you're killing it.
Either way, I'm
house
fixing
for
the
me.
situation. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably just say the cockroach because it would be a lot easier to kill or get outside.
Yeah, but what if you're sleeping? and all of a sudden you felt something crawling on you and you look down.
I feel like that happens anyway. They say on average we eat.
I don't want to talk about it. Okay, moving on. Would you rather have a pause or a rewind button in your life?
Rewind for sure, because what's the point of a pause button?
Well, it'd be nice just to like stop time for a minute and just like relax and breathe.
Yeah, but can you? Because if you're hitting pause, I feel like you as well as everything around you pauses.
Oh man, here we go into the overthinking of it.
I feel like you're like in a
Excuse me.
cryogenic chamber, just like idly standing there, like you know what I mean?
Okay, well, I mean, I agree. I'd like a rewind button so I could go back to like happy and cute times. And,
I would
like,
love to go back
relive
to the
those.
first moment that I met you.
Oh yeah, right.
2 kisses, 1 podcast. Let's
Oh
go.
my god. Okay, would you rather lose all your teeth or a day of your life every time you kiss someone?
Well, we would have just lost 2 days on this podcast alone.
Yeah.
I'd lose my teeth because I can easily go get them fixed and go get new teeth.
Oh my god, what if you can't? What if you can't get
And I have
veneers?
dreams all the fucking time that I lose all my teeth, and they say that's from stress, so apparently I'm stressed. But like I've already come to terms with that, and I've lost my teeth in real life twice.
You could get veneers, and maybe in this situation you couldn't.
Teeth.
Okay. Then you wouldn't be able to talk.
Yeah, I understand I wouldn't be able to talk, but like I don't know. It doesn't. I mean, it does kind of suck because that also involves my career too when it comes to rapping.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're thinking too much into
I'd still be able to talk though. It would just not sound the same. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. Okay. Would you rather get a paper cut every time you turn a page or bite your tongue every time you eat something?
I'd rather get a paper cut every time I turn a page because I'm just going to have to accept the fact that we're living in a world where I'm not really turning pages anymore.
Yeah, I already thought about
everything's
that
on
too.
my phone.
Except for I like to read a book physically.
I like to lie to myself sometimes and tell myself I'm going to like write my lyrics on with actual pen and paper, but I never do. So yeah, it'd definitely be that.
Okay, me too. Okay, this is my last one. So, would you rather be able to take back anything you say or hear any conversation that is about you?
I feel like just being a naturally anxious person, or just a person that, like we were talking about, suffers from so many mental health issues, that it would be really toxic for me if I could hear every really bad conversation about me. I'm sure there's a lot of really good ones too,
Yeah.
and that would be nice to hear, but I feel like I'm better off not knowing what people say about me.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'd rather just let them do them and stay away from it and mind my own business.
So you'd rather be able to take back anything you can say?
Yeah,
Or anything
for sure.
you said? Yeah, no, I agree. I think so too.
It'd just be too much for my mind to like hear every negative thing said about me. Like, no thanks.
Yeah, and that would just like really also affect your mental health. Like it would just like kind of fuck you up, right? It's just like seeing negative comments on social media.
And
not
then
just
consuming
Instagram, but-
yourself with that one comment. Imagine hearing and every single one that's ever been made.
Exactly.
Whether it's online or in person with somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
No, thank you.
Yeah, no.
Well, that was fun.
Was it fun? I hope everyone
was fun.
enjoyed it. I
I
don't know
liked
if
it
it
a
was
lot.
as fun as I thought it was.
Honestly,
gonna
I had a
be.
blast. I think it was just as fun as answering people's questions and like addressing their confessions and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously that's not always fun because it can get serious, but I think this was super fun. I would love to do this again with you whenever you're willing to have me.
Okay. Well, you guys let us know what you thought about it, what you think about it.
Yeah.
If you want to hear more Would You Rathers, submit more Would You Rathers. I had fun doing it too. So, I mean,
Yeah, it was rad. I
I
had a
hope
really good
people
time.
laugh with us and enjoy it.
I honestly think this is one of our funnier episodes too because like we're having a naturally good time and the Would You Rathers kind of just like made things even funnier. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I'm happy you had fun doing it with me.
Of
Thanks
course.
for coming on and
Thank
playing
you. Thank you
and
for
hanging
having
out.
me on, baby. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
And
I
shout out to
appreciate
everybody
you.
listening.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you stay safe, healthy, and positive. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Something classic, something special.